In this video I'm going to show you a quick and easy way how to make a lid for your aquarium. It's very cheap to make and you'll need a few tools too. This lid will also help stop fish from jumping out of your aquarium, and it will also reduce the amount of water that is evaporated from your aquarium on a daily basis, which means you won't need to top up your aquarium as much. And just before I show you how to do it, if you can give this video a like and subscribe to the channel, it really helps me out a lot. So this was my old aquarium lid I made before in the past. It was made from a sheet of acrylic, so I had to use a jigsaw to cut out the plastic so it fits on the aquarium properly. But this plastic's quite brittle, so it ended up cracking quite a lot, and it also started to warp, so this didn't make it a good material for an aquarium lid. The warping made little gaps where the fish could jump out and escape. This made the lid kind of pointless to use for an aquarium, so I had to find a stronger, more durable material to make this lid out of. I found this type of plastic at a hardware shop. This is a clear sheet of polycarbonate, which is often used as a roofing material. Because this plastic is used as a roofing material, it won't warp, and also this plastic is a thermal insulator, so it helps keep some of the heat into your aquariums. It's also about 4 mils thick, which makes it really durable. Here are some of the tools you're going to need to make the aquarium lid. You will need a Stanley knife or a sharp blade, a marker pen, and a ruler to help measure everything out. I place a piece of cardboard on the floors just so I don't damage the floor while I'm cutting out the plastic. The first step is to measure out your tank dimensions onto the piece of plastic. My aquarium came with a cardboard lid, so I can use that as a template to mark out the dimensions of my tank. And I'm just using a marker pen to make an outline of the lid I'm going to be cutting out later. If you don't have a cardboard lid like me, you can just use a ruler to measure out the size of your tank onto the plastic. I recommend you mark out the aquarium 1 to 2 centimeters larger than it needs to be. This will give you a little bit of overhang, which will let the lid sit better on the aquarium. So now I'm going to use a Stanley knife to carefully cut out the lid. This plastic is quite easy to cut, you only need a razor blade and no electric power tools at all. Be careful when you do this, blades are really sharp and you don't want to end up cutting yourself, so just take your time when you're doing this. The next step is to cut out little grooves so that my light unit fits on the aquarium properly. I made sure that the light unit sits in the middle of the lid, just so that the light is evenly distributed throughout the tank, and with a marker pen I drew out the area that the light unit would take up on the lid. Finally, all you got to do is cut out the grooves using your Stanley knife. The last set of grooves I need to cut out are for the lily pipes. With a marker pen I roughly marked out the area I need to cut out. And again, carefully with the Stanley knife I'm going to cut out the grooves for the lily pipes. When cutting out the grooves for the lily pipes it can be a little bit of trial and error. I had to make the grooves deeper just so I can accommodate for the lily pipes, so I'd have to keep going back and forth to the tank just to make sure the lid will fit on properly. Something to remember is that you can always cut more out, but you can't put more back on. Finally, the last thing you need to do is remove the plastic wrapping from the lid. And here's something that you'll end up with. You can see this lid has a nice clean look and will fit perfectly onto your aquarium now. It's also a unique custom lid as well. This lid would only fit on your aquarium and your aquarium only. And it's way cheaper to make your own instead of getting a custom one online or from a shop. And here's a new lid on the tank. As you can see, it's a nice clean fit and it's not distracting at all. In total I think it cost me about £10 to make, which is really cheap for a custom made aquarium lid. And since I have small aquariums I have a bit of plastic left over, and I ended up using this spare plastic to make a lid for my Hillstream aquarium too. If you want to use the same plastic I've used in this video, I'll leave a link in the description below. So I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments below and I'll try and get back to you all.